Alright, good morning class. This is lesson 35, factoring sum and difference of cubes. We're doing what we did yesterday. So there'll be points of the lesson where I'm going to ask the teacher or the substitute teacher to pause the video so that the kids can write down the stuff. So right now, just have the kids write this slide down and pause the video right now, please. We need to pause the video. Alright, moving on. So we're doing what we did yesterday, just building upon it with a little bit more difficulty. So these are the steps from yesterday. You should pause the video here and have students write this down in case they don't have it. So pause the video here. If not, we can move on. Alright, so here we go. Difference from today and yesterday is that the numbers get a little bit larger. You have m to the 6th power. It might look a little crazy, but this problem is just like what we did yesterday. We're going to use power properties. Remember, just a little bit of a review from before is that you can have a power raised by a power. So let's say if you have m squared raised to the 3rd power, it's going to be equal to, we're going to multiply these two. M squared times 3 is going to be m to the 6th power right there. So that's just a quick review on that. All right? So let's try to do numbers 1 and 2. Okay, number 1, we have 2m to the 6th minus 8. I'm sorry, 27m to the 6th minus 8. So you see, we have 27 and 8. We're trying to find a GCF. There isn't one. I know that we can break 27 down. We could break 8 down. But m to the 6th looks a little scary. It's not m to the 3rd. But I could look at it this way. Let me show you a different way to look at it. You could look at m to the 6th as m squared raised to the 3rd. So we could take this first term and change it as 3m squared, all of that raised to the 3rd power, right? Because I know that 2 times 3 is 6, m to the 6th power. And we already know that 3 to the 3rd power is 27, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm going to bring down my minus sign. And then 8, just like yesterday, we have 2 to the 3rd power. Okay? We're going to do the same thing as yesterday. The first term is our a, second term is our b. All right? So this one has an a minus b, so we're going to do 3m squared minus 2, all in parentheses. Then we're going to square the first term, a squared, which is going to be 9m to the 4th power. Bring down the plus sign. A times b is going to be 3m squared times 2, which is going to be 6m squared. And then b squared is 4. And that's it. Then you box your answer. That's all you do for number 1. Okay? Don't write anything down yet, kids. Number 2, just watch again. Number 2 looks even crazier, right? We got x to the 7th power. But one thing you notice on both of these is that the first term, the coefficient, and this last term could have a common multiple of 3. I think that it does because 3 goes into 600 and 3 goes into 48. So, and then both of these have x to the 7th and x. So I know that I could factor out a 3. So I'm going to try to factor out a 3x. Okay? And like I said, I don't know how many times 3 goes into 648, so I'm going to do a side problem here. And when I do that, I figured out that it goes in 216 times, right? Perfectly. So we're going to rewrite this as 216. And since we factored out this x here, we're just going to put x to the 6th this time. And we factor out 3x, so 3x divided by 3x is just positive 1. Okay? Now I do what we did yesterday. We could ignore the GCF for now. I'm just going to write an arrow down to show that's where I need to bring it down to my final answer. And I'm going to work the rest out like I did on number 1. 216x to the 6th is just like saying 6x squared all raised to the 3rd power. And 1 is just like saying 1 to the 3rd power. This follows the form we learned yesterday. So we got 6x squared. It's going to be 6x to the I'm sorry, a plus b first. My bad. A plus b is 6x squared plus 1. Now we're going to do 6x squared, which is going to be 36x to the 4th. And we have 6x squared times 1 is with a negative sign in front of negative 6x squared. And then 1 squared is positive 1. And then we bring down our GCF that we took out at the beginning, and of course box our answer. And that's how we do number 1. Okay, so we should have the teacher pause the video here so you guys can write these down. And maybe it's a good idea. Let's have you discuss it too. So we'll pause the video. When I pause the video, let's do a couple things. Let's have you discuss. Let's have 2's tell the 1's about number 1, and then 1's tell the 2's about number 2. And then you can write these down. Ready, set, go. Alright, at this point you should have paused the video and talked and wrote all this down. So let's do a few of these together. Since I'm not here, I can't really give you a chance to try it on your own unless you pause the video at one point. So maybe we could do that. So I guess we could write down number 3. You could pause it. Alright, I'm going to start up number 3 here. So 125m to the 6 minus 27. Let's do this one together. First thing you want to do, look for a GCF. Is there a GCF? There is not. Okay, I know 125 is one of those magic numbers. It goes, it has a cube root, so I know that 125 is like saying 5 to the 3rd power, and m to the 6 is like saying 5m or m squared to the 3rd power. Okay, bring down the subtraction sign. Of course, 27 is 3 to the 3rd power. This is just like yesterday, so it's going to take that a minus b form. So we're going to go 5m squared minus 3 all times 5m squared squared, which is 25m to the 4th power, plus a times b, which is 5m squared times 3, which is 15m squared. And we're going to square the last term, 3 squared, which is positive 9. And that's it. That's how you do number 3. Hopefully you did that right. Try number 4 now. Pause the video, see if you can do 4. Alright, hopefully at this point you got to try number 4. So, here we go. Number 4, you would need to first break this down. You should have yours look like this. And your final answer will come out as it follows. So hopefully you did that correctly. Alright, that's how you do 3 and 4. Let's keep moving here. Next slide here. Okay, number 5. Number 5, I'll start us off and then I'm sure you can finish it up. But on number 5, all you need to do is take a GCF out. And what GCF can you see? Well, you don't have a common coefficient, but you can take out an m. So we're going to take out an m here. This will be 8m to the 6th power plus 1. And this is just like before. Let's just focus on the inside here. So we'll draw a little arrow to remind myself to not forget the m. So we got 2m squared raised to the 3rd plus 1 raised to the 3rd. Okay? And this is just like saying a plus b. So we got 2m plus squared plus 1 all times 4m to the 4th minus 2m squared plus 1. Okay? But I need to bring that GCF down, so I'm going to rewrite my answer with the m in the front. All nice and neat, and of course I'm going to box my answer. Okay, that's how you do number 1. Number 6, turn your neighbor, tell them what do you think their common GCF is here. Don't forget you have an x and you have negative signs. See if you could get that. Alright, so if you said your GCF is x, that's good, but an even better GCF is negative x. So I would have taken out a negative x, so we have x to the 6th power plus 216. Okay, and this problem I'm sure you can finish on your own, so I'm just going to stop the video here. Hopefully you got all these written down. You could fast forward and go back to whatever you like, and we'll make sure you have your homework ready. This coming Thursday, I'm going to grade last night's homework and tonight's homework on Thursday, okay? Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.